Hey y'all, this Thursday night, it's the night we've all waited for. It started at the draft. 5 quarterbacks taken in the first round, and this is the first week of the NFL season, and 4 of those 5 quarterbacks are going to start this weekend. And Dak is back Thursday night against Tom Brady. Can Dak get into the middle of Brady Holmes rivalry and break into the party in 2021? Welcome to the September 8th Father, Son, and Holy Sport weekly podcast. I'm G-Man from Columbus, Ohio. That's my man, T-Money from 49er country, San Francisco. Big week coming up, T.
Hey, what's going on, G-Man? So pumped. First week NFL football. Cannot wait. Big kickoff this Thursday. Got the Bengals gear on, even though we're going to get killed every week. I'm just so pumped that NFL football's back.
Well, I love your shirt. You're looking sharp there, looking really sharp, getting ready. You look good for the season. So if Cincinnati can play well, you'll look good and you'll play well. So I hope that happens. But hey, man, we got a big show coming at you. I'm sure you enjoy my background. You're going to see my man Mostert get going this week. And that's what we see here. But one of our fun segments is the trivia of the week. And T-Money, we got a trivia for you this week that is put out by Clutch Points. You're going to say, well, who the heck is Clutch Points? Well, Clutch Points is the source for my information. But we'll see if you can challenge this. Which NFL quarterback has had the best rookie season ever? Hey, simple question, man.
Okay.
T-Money should be able to nail that. Which NFL quarterback has had the best season ever? Rookie season ever. Hey, you all out there listening, all of our fans, we love you fans. Hey, if you want to beat T-Money, see if you can answer that question. We're going to come back to it later in the show. We got the T-Ross Chug and Chant coming to you separate on another clip. Look for the other clip for the T-Ross Chug and Chant coming at you. We also are going to give you some big picks here tonight to get you ready to win some cash. And all you fantasy managers, look for our 15-minute fantasy football show that's launched by itself on all the platforms. Hey, if you like what you're seeing, press the like and subscribe. We're on YouTube, Spotify, all the platforms. Look for our name at Father, Son, and Holy Sport.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. And let's get into the Ross rundown here. You know, first one, big expectations this year for Josh Allen after the monster year he had last year. So what do you think? Can Josh Allen and the Bills actually win a Super Bowl this year?
What do I think? Yes, they can. But can they get past Kansas City? Because they got to get through Kansas City in the AFC. The odds to win the AFC, Kansas City plus 250, Buffalo plus 500, Baltimore plus 600, the Browns plus 800. So Buffalo's second. They're behind Kansas City. Yes, they can do it, but how do they get through Kansas City? But they definitely have the tools to do it. What do you think?
I don't think so. I don't think they can win a Super Bowl. I think everything goes through Kansas City, and they've never beaten Patrick Mahomes. They've never won. They have 0 run game, and they have no way to get pressure on the quarterback. They don't have a good defensive line. I just think when it comes down to it, Josh Allen had a career year, and he was great. Don't get me wrong. He's super dynamic. But is that more the norm, or is that the outlier, how special he was last year? I'm going to go more outlier, that he's going to regress a little bit. And if he's not good enough at what he was last year to get him over the hump, that team didn't get better. And I don't see them getting even close to Kansas City. And Baltimore and Cleveland have better overall rosters. So if you're asking
Kansas City got better. Kansas City went out and got better. They beefed up their line and made some other moves to build their team. But you're right, if Josh Allen does not step it up, he's got to perform better. Even though he was a stud, the guy was really playing well last year. Can he step it up even more? You're right. They got to keep improving.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is he was really great, but he made some bad decisions in the crunch. And I think that's where he's got to be better. But even still, they weren't even close to Kansas City last year. So I just think they should be worried about beating the Browns and the Ravens more than they should beating Kansas City. I just don't see them winning a Super Bowl and beating Kansas City. But we'll see.
Hey,
Another
an
team.
interesting point though,
Well,
before you go to that, an interesting point though, and that is just looking at the AFC East. I think the AFC East by itself is going to be interesting with the Buffalo in there. They were 13-3 last year. They're the favorite to win the AFC East, but you got New England with Mac Jones. You know, what's going to happen with that team? What's that going to be like? Because they should be in the hunt there. And you got Miami with Tua and the Jets with Zach Wilson. So you got all these rookie quarterbacks coming into that AFC East with Josh Allen. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in that East, don't you think?
yeah, it will be. I think the Jets are completely irrelevant, so I don't know why you're even going to bring them up. But as for the Patriots and the Dolphins, yes, I do think that's going to be super interesting. I think the Bills are going to run away with this. But I think that whoever gets second is going to be that last wild card playoff team in, actually. So I think it comes down to Mac Jones versus Tua. Like, who wins those Bills or the wow, I can't talk. Who wins those Patriot Dolphin matchups?
Well, hey, it's going down this weekend. That matchup's going down this weekend.
First one. So I think that that's a good division. I still think AFC North is the best division, and so is the one out there where we're at out here in San Francisco, the Seahawks, the Rams, and the Cardinals. But that's a good division. I don't think any of them will challenge Buffalo, but man, that'll be interesting. But yeah, the Jets are irrelevant. We don't need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So we'll see, though. Another team I want to move on to. Washington football team, man. They had a good year last year. Alex Smith came in, gave them a little stability. They end up making the playoffs. I mean, they have such an elite defense, and they're really questionable at quarterback. Fitzgerald's going to get, or he's going to give you, or Fitzpatrick, I'm sorry, Ryan Fitzpatrick, the QB right now, is going to give you great games, but he's also going to give you horrible games. That's the problem with him. He's going to give you one great game, one bad game, one great game, one bad game. That's why he's a backup, because he's inconsistent. Should they make a trade for a quarterback?
Absolutely not.
Ooh.
I think his variability is overrated. I read an article, there was a guy that analyzed all of his stats and his variability. If you look at his variability, what you're talking about, the up and down performances. Yeah. Since he moved to Miami, he did not have that. It was earlier in his career that he had that, but he's cleaned this up most recently. So contrary to the misconceptions of Fitzpatrick, no, Fitzmagic, I should call him. He's not been as inconsistent. There's been other quarterbacks that you would rate ahead of him that have been more inconsistent. I think Fitzmagic should have had that job, man. They took Tua and put him in there because they drafted him. Fitzmagic was killing it in Miami.
Yeah,
and they took him out and put Tua in.
Yeah, he got him some big wins the year before that. I mean, I like Fitzmagic. Don't get me wrong. Love the guy. I think he's awesome. He's hilarious. And I think he's going to be a good quarterback for them. But I think trading for someone like Jimmy G, man, that could really bring some stability to that position, bring success to that position. I mean, you almost beat the Bucs last year with Taylor Heineke, for gosh sake. So, like, I know Fitzmagic seems like an upgrade from him, but he throws that errant interception, and I don't know. I just think they could upgrade. If they could upgrade, I think they should. But I like Fitzpatrick. Don't get me wrong. I like him. I just don't know how good that offense is. Those weapons are. I mean,
we both kind of got the facial hair going. Me and Fitzmagic, you got the facial hair. You know, people like that. People like that look.
Oh my God! Well, hey, let me say this real quick about. I think my biggest worry with Fitzmagic in this team is I don't really love their overall weapons. Like Terry McLaurin's great, but he's probably a wide receiver too. Like Antonio Gibson's great, but last year was his first year ever being a running back. Before that in college, he was a receiver. Yeah. So I just think their offensive line is okay. I just think last year with the Dolphins, he has some good weapons. This year, with his inconsistency, I'm a little worried about it. So we'll see. We'll see.
Last year they were 7-9 and won the division. Yeah. 7-9
on the backs of that defense for sure. So we'll see. I think they can win the division. But another guy that's going to be coming for their heads here is the Cowboys in that division, and they have a big game, the opener versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday. Do Cowboys have any shot at all at winning this game?
Can't wait for this game. We've been waiting so long for this. Let's go. Cowboys are getting 7.5 points in this game.
Yeah.
The total over-under is 52. So this is a pretty big number. It means there's going to be a good amount of points here. The public is betting with Dallas on this line. The public money's going toward Dallas, getting that 7.5. I don't think there's a way they win that game, but they could cover the spread. If we're talking about the spread, if you look at Tampa, they were 11-5 straight up in the regular season last year. They were 12-8 against the spread. Dallas was only 5-11 against the spread in 2020. So do they cover? I don't know. I mean, I think Tampa definitely wins this game. So the real question is, can they cover that 7.5?
Yeah, the betting one, I'm not sure too. It seems like they're trying to trap you a little bit here, but they are nowhere close to winning this game. I actually think it's more likely to be a blowout than anything.
It could be a blowout. It could be a blowout.
I mean, they're without Zach Martin, so they're without their pro guard. Dak's having his first live reps since breaking his ankle, and he just had a shoulder injury on top of that. Their defense is horrible, so the Bucs are going to run rickshot on the offense. Because that defense is a well-oiled machine, and they return all 22 starters with their defense being top 5. I mean, this has every recipe of being a blowout.
Yeah. Tampa could blow them out. I agree. They could blow them out.
I don't think it's going to be close. It's just, can they cover the spread? I think more likely than not. And I think
you think they will. And if I had to bet, I would agree with you. If I had to put a bet down, I'd take Tampa to cover that spread.
Yeah, I think everything's going in the opposite direction. And last but not least, Mike McCarthy is maybe the worst coach in the NFL. So, that.
Well, speaking of who the worst coaches are, let's move to the Ross v. Ross and talk about which head coaches are on the biggest hot seat. Who's going to get fired first? If you had to think about the coaches in the NFL, which one do you think is on the biggest hot seat, T-Money?
I think it's Matt Nagy. I think there's just been a lot of talk about the Chicago Bears. That's a historic franchise. They don't like being in the gutter. They see themselves like the Packers. Like, they're in a conference championship game every couple years. They're successful, and they just haven't been that. He's been there now. This will be his 5th season. And yeah, he's been to the playoffs, 2 of them, but neither of those seasons were convincing. I mean, he's supposed to be this offensive guru, genius guy. And that's been the downfall of this team. Their defense has been elite. So my biggest thing is if they just had stability on offense. I mean, he doesn't scheme anyone open. He doesn't do anything impressive, which is what he's supposed to do. I just think if he doesn't have a good season and he mishandles this whole Andy Dalton, Justin Fields situation, which I already think he has by starting Andy Dalton, I just think it could get ugly quick, and I think he's on a pretty big hot seat. That fan base is not going to tolerate this for much longer.
Hey, I can't really, pin you down on the ground and, pin you, man, because I agree with you on this one. I think it is Matt Nagy, the Chicago Bears. You made all the great points, man. I agree with your points. He has so much at stake here with Justin Fields has changed the game in Chicago because everybody knows the guy's awesome. And let the reins off of Justin Fields and let him run. And that's going to be the downfall of Matt Nagy. If he messes that up, he's going to be history because people already love Justin Fields.
Yeah,
I told you all. I told all you teams in the top 10 to draft Justin Fields.
You did.
And you didn't do it. And now the Bears got Justin Fields. And you know what? The Bears fans love Justin Fields. And he's going to kill it, Matt Nagy. Let him play, man.
I know. Let him play, man. I agree. I like Justin Fields a lot. Andy Dalton, there's no way he's better. So I think he's on a big hot seat. That GM there's in a hot seat too. He's lucky he drafted Justin Fields. But the rest, that's really all he's got going for him. I think Matt Nagy's probably gone after this season, though. I just don't see them having any sort of playoff run. Like they're not going to be a playoff team, and I think that basically means he's out.
Yeah, those fans are going to put the pressure on, and they're going to make a move. And the other guy that's had a lot of pressure, but we talk about it all the time, Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys. They want to win. But they don't. Jerry doesn't fire anybody, man. The guy
No.
does not. So if you talk about who's going to get fired, I don't think Mike McCarthy gets fired, even if they have a losing record.
I
Now the
agree.
guy, Jerry doesn't do that.
No, I
But there's going to be
totally
a
agree.
lot of pressure on Dallas to win.
Totally agree. I was thinking Mike McCarthy myself too. I mean, I just Jerry loves being a puppet master, and Mike McCarthy will let him do that. You know, he's not going to push back.
He
That
hires guys like that.
he hires guys that are kind of wimpy. Jason Garrett, you know, he could push around, that they're not
Yeah.
that confident. I mean, the one guy that stood up to him, Jimmy Johnson, he was a great coach and winning coach, but he got all the credit, and so he fired him. And that's because Jerry
Yeah.
wants the credit. Jerry wants it to be about him, not about the coach. And so
That is
I
right.
agree.
You hear that, Jerry? We're talking about you, man.
I know.
Hey, let's move on to the picks of the week. G-Man was on fire last week, man. I told you guys Alabama and under, and Alabama hit, and the Alabama under hit. G was on you. I hope y'all bet it. I hope y'all bet it, man. We're going to 2 picks this week. We're doing the lock pick of the week, and we're doing the dog lock. Which dog could win their game? So we're going to start off with the lock pick of the week. Which pick of the week, T, do you say is your lock?
Unfortunately, I can't believe I'm wearing this shirt while I'm saying it. The Vikings -3. I mean, how in the hell are the Bengals going to win a game this year? I have no clue. They have the worst offensive line in the league potentially. The Vikings are actually a really solid team. The Bengals defense is horrible, and our strongest guy on defense is probably our corner, and they're going to just run the whole time with Dalvin Cook. I think that the Vikings win this pretty handily. I'm not too convinced the Bengals are going to be great this year.
Yeah.
Unless Joe Burrow comes out and
Vikings.
lights it up, his first game back after total knee reconstruction, that sounds like you're not going to win that first game. He already has reports of him being, tentative in practice. I don't think that's going to translate.
Well, it's a Sunday 1 o'clock game coming up this week. It's at Cincinnati. Cincinnati's getting points at home. All right, man. I'm a Joe Burrow fan, so I find it hard to go for that one. But I understand why you picked it. My pick of the week, my lock pick of the week is going to be the 49ers, man, right where you're at. I'm going 49ers against Detroit, 7.5-point favorite, Sunday 1 o'clock on Fox. Jared Goff now with Detroit. Was 3-5 as a starter against the 49ers when he was with the Rams. 3-5, not a good record against them. San Francisco has its players back. Jimmy G's running the offense. He's going to do great. And the man behind me, watch out for Mostert to go off.
Yeah.
This one's going to get ugly, man. San Fran to rock and roll and run away with this against Detroit.
No, I like it, man. I like San Francisco. That would probably be my second pick. The Lions are absolutely horrible. They might be worse than the Bengals. I'm not sure. That it's not.
All right, who's
good.
your dog lock, man? Who's your dog lock?
My dog lock here? I'm going Eagles, who are +3 versus the Falcons here. I know the Falcons. Everyone's kind of like, hey, can they have a bounce back year? Well, they lost Julio Jones. The defense didn't really get better, and they've never been good defensively. The run game is Mike Davis. The Eagles have had good offensive lines, might have the best defensive line in the NFL combined. Obviously, anything with Aaron Donald on it might be the best. But the rest of the guys are great. They really do have a good roster other than the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, everyone has question marks about. And I think he's going to be great. I mean, he threw for 300 and ran for 50 multiple times in his rookie season. I think he's determined. He's fired up. They bring in Minshew. That probably pissed him off even more. I like the Eagles to potentially sneak away with this one.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. I know you're a big Eagles fan and big Hurts fan.
Well, I'm not an Eagles fan. I mean, I like Jalen Hurts. I just think the Falcons are bad and the Eagles are bad, so one of them might be able to get the other.
All right. Okay. Hey, man, I'm going to go out west again for my dog luck. I'm going out west. I'm going with the Las Vegas Raiders getting 4.5 against the Ravens. It's your Monday night game. So after you get your all weekend going, settle in Monday night. The Raiders are at home getting 4.5. I like this home field advantage. The Raiders spent the offseason ramping up their roster, especially on the defensive side. And I look at the Raiders. Last year, they beat New Orleans early in the season in week 2 when they should have lost. So they have a track record of winning games that they should not win early in the season. I look at the Ravens kind of banged up with their running backs. Rashad Bateman, their first-round pick, is out. Miles Boykin. So when you look at the team, the Ravens, they're a little bit shaken up. I think the Raiders might sneak this and win this thing, but I'm going to take the 4.5 with the Raiders to cover against the Ravens.
I like it, man. I like the Raiders in this potentially. I agree with you. I think the Ravens are going to struggle this year. They have so many injuries, and they're so reliant on that run game. So we'll see. I like that one a lot. I mean, it's going to be a good game. That'll be a fun Monday night.
I like when you like my picks.
Yeah,
I mean, that's good.
Good job, Gary.
Okay.
That's good. Good job.
All right, well, let's go. Let's go to you on the Woundwise Trivia of the Week and see if you dispute my source, which I know you're going to challenge my source being clutch points, and you're going to say, who is clutch points? I want you to tell me what you think. Which NFL quarterback had the best rookie season ever?
Well, I would say it would be Deshaun Watson, but I'm not sure he qualifies total games played because I think he got hurt at the end of his season, tore his ACL. So I want to say he was on pace to have one of the best ever, if not the best. So I'm not going to say Deshaun. And I know Dan Marino had a really, really good one too, but I'm leaning Justin Herbert here. He had such a great year last year, set the touchdown rookie record, didn't start the first game, but still was just so electric. I really like Justin Herbert, and I like him a lot this year as well. I'm going to go Justin Herbert.
Oh, okay. You could be good there. Well, Justin Herbert was 70. Well, let's see. What was his completion percentage?
What's the answer? What's the damn answer?
All right, the answer is Ben Roethlisberger in 2004. 2004, 13 starts, 66% completion percentage, 2,600 passing yards, 17 passing touchdowns. He didn't have great statistics. However, what everybody loves about him and why they picked him as number one is he went 13-0 as a starter.
Yeah, because he had a great team.
And Pittsburgh Steelers finished 15-1. So if you're going to grade someone on winning, he did that better than anybody else.
Well, if you'd asked me who's the winningest rookie quarterback, I would have said Ben Roethlisberger.
Aren't wins what wins what matters? No. Okay, we're talking business of the NFL here.
No, because Justin Herbert had a statistically better season than Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, but what did his team do? So you got to look at the team. You got to look at the team results. That matters. And Brady's at the top because he wins. And Ben came out and he won as a rookie. And the next year they went on and won the Super Bowl in his second year. The guy did it, man.
So answer me this then. Answer me this. Is Jimmy G one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL?
Rated by what? By what? The guy wins games.
No, I want to know if he's if he's a winner. He's a winner.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would put him in the top 10 in the NFL in overall best quarterback.
Well, hey, we're talking about the best rookie season ever. And Ben's got to rank up there.
I caught you there. I caught you off guard.
Well, I don't know if you caught me. I mean, you're making another point. The best stats are Dak Prescott, who had the best stats in 2016. But you know what? They were a losing record. You know, Dak has only won one NFL playoff game.
Yeah.
He's won one NFL playoff game.
Well, that was a winning record that year, though. I think he went like 13-3 or something that year.
Yeah, I know, but he's had one NFL playoff win in 4 years. And you're saying, the stats matter, but if you don't win the playoff game,
I agree.
How much does that count, man?
I agree. But rookie season, I'll take that one over Ben Roethlisberger's. But he had a better team. A lot of these guys have better teams, but.
And we got number 3 is Russell Wilson in 2012. Russell Wilson, 16 starts, 64% completion percentage, and 3,000 yards, over 3,000 yards.
I don't mind that one. I just feel like, yeah. All
Hey,
right.
man. Hey, I know. Hey, T Money, we're
gotta
coming
challenge you.
after you.
I gotta
We're coming
challenge
after you, man. Hey, we hope you all love the show.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know that we love you. And if you love the show too, press the like and subscribe. Look for us on all the platforms at Father, Son, and Holy Sport. Look for our fantasy show out there. Look for the new Chug and Chant by itself. And thank you to Wound West IQ for sponsoring our trivia of the week. If you're interested in being a sponsor or a guest on the show, let us know next week. We'll set you up for week 2, baby, of the NFL season. Let's go!
All right.
T-Money.
Hey, man, I'm just so pumped NFL's here. I can't wait for this Thursday night and then Sunday with all these games. It's going to be a blast. Everyone get ready. It's going to be so great. And West Coast has the best coast times, 10 a.m. kickoffs here. Can't wait, G-Man. I will be.
Oh, yeah. 49ers. 49ers.